Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. Governor Bello Matawalle is back to the state after a 4-day working visit to Abuja. 10 Kwara schools to remain shut until further notice over hijab crisis. NDLEA boss warns personnel against illegal detention. On business, Central Bank of Nigeria is yet to disburse 600 billion naira manufacturing intervention funds. On international scene, Austria suspends AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine batch after death. On sports, Kwara United retain top spots. Sunshine Stars still struggling. Now the news in details. The Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle Maradan has returned back home after a 4-day working visit to Abuja. During the visit, the governor briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on the state of affairs in the state, particularly relating to security. The president has assured the governor of his full support, cooperation and backing in whatever actions he will take to ensure security of lives and property of Zamfara State. A Ministry of Information statement by the Commissioner Alhaji Ibrahim Dusara Kakakin Maradon enjoined people to remain calm and law-abiding in carrying out their legitimate business as usual, adding that the government will not condone any act capable of breaching the peace and tranquility of the state. Alhaji Ibrahim Dusara explained that anybody found violating the law and order will be dealt with according to the law. The Commissioner said security forces have been directed to carry out their duties effectively to ensure safety and security of lives and property of the people in all the nooks and crannies of the state. The Zamfara State Governor Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawalle Maradan has reshuffled his cabinet with the redeployment of 3 commissioners and assigning portfolio to 2 other newly inaugurated commissioners who took the oath of office at Council Chamber, Gusau on Friday. In a statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Bala Bello Moru, said the reshuffled cabinet is with immediate effect. According to the statement, the minor reshuffles affecting 5 ministries and the assigning commissioners include the 2 newly inaugurated commissioners, Alhaji Abdullahi Muhammad Gurbin Bori and Alhaji Ali Muhammad E.S., who were assigned and deployed to the Ministries of Higher Education and Education respectively. Others are Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, who moved from Education to the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources. Alhaji Abdul Qadir Buhari Gura moved from Ministry of Youth to Ministry of Water Resources, and Alhaji Junaid Muhammad Bukoyum also redeployed to Ministry for Social and Community Development. Similarly, Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle has also approved the submission of 2 nominees for the position of commissioners to the State House of Assembly for confirmation, and they are Hajia Faiqa Muhammad Ahmad and Alhaji Abu Makau. In a similar development, the state governor has approved the submission of 2 nominees for the position of sole administrators to the State House of Assembly for confirmation. The 2 nominees are Abubakar Shehu Daki Takos and Dr. Aminu Suleiman Erkofoji, while the affairs of Bakura and Gumi local government councils are to be handled by their respective local government secretaries until further notice. The governor has also upgraded the Directorate of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management to a full-fledged ministry. Secondary students from 7 schools in Kebbi State were on Saturday at Mega Rice Pyramid at Zauro, near Birnin Kebbi, when they came visiting during an excursion. The educational excursion visit to the 13 Giant Rice Pyramid was aimed at motivating the students to develop interest in agriculture. It also aimed at enlightening them on the Anglo Borogas program and how the program had triggered massive rice production not only in Kebbi State but Nigeria as a whole. It is also targeted at chronicling how the Anglo Borogas program had greatly facilitated the attainment of food security in Nigeria. The excursion to the Giant Rice Pyramid by the students was also coming at a time when the Kebbi State government, in collaboration with Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, had successfully commemorated the 5th anniversary of Anko Barrow's program, as well as the flagging of National Rice Festival and the 2020-2021 rice season rice cultivation on Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021 in Zoro, Kebbi State. Kwara State government has said that the 10 grant-aided public schools where the use of hijab is disputed will remain shut until further notice. This was contained in a statement issued on Sunday night by Permanent Secretary, Kwara Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development, Mrs. Kemi Adesun. Reports said that Kwara State government on February 20th ordered the immediate closure of some grant-aided schools in Iluri, pending the resolution of the controversy surrounding the use of hijab in the affected schools. The hijab controversy had triggered a face-off between the Muslims and Christians in grant-aided schools in the state capital. However, the state government on February 26th approved the use of hijab by Muslim female students in its public schools after accepting a report of a committee set up to address the impasse. The government statement said the decision for the schools to remain closed is taken for safety reasons. Kogi State Governor Alhaji Hayya Bello on Sunday rekindled the controversy over the rotational presidency with a declaration that the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) has no zoning arrangement. His view is contrary to those of Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai and Minister of Works and Housing Mr. Babatunde Fashola that the 2023 presidency be zoned to the south after the expiration of the tenure of President Muhammadu Buhari in compliance with the understanding reached by the party's leaders during the merger talks before 2015 general elections. Malam Nasir El-Rufai has said there was an agreement that the presidency should be zoned to the south after the 8-year rule of the North, stressing that although the agreement was not enshrined in the party's constitution, politicians are aware of it. The Kaduna State Governor said that is why he said after President Muhammadu Buhari's 8 years, no northerner should contest for the office. However, Mr. Babatunde Fashola too had argued that the APC too respect its zoning formula in picking its presidential candidate for the 2023 election. Kaduna State whistleblower Mahadi Shehu has arrived at the Federal High Court in the state for the first hearing into the alleged cybercrime leveled against him by the state government. It could be recalled that on February 4, 2021, the Kaduna State government dragged Shehu before the court shortly after the State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, Justice Ahmed El Marzouk, filed a suit before the court on Thursday. According to the Attorney General, the state government has no option but to take the man to court after following the due process, alleging that the defendant has appeared on various social media platforms, making wild allegations of financial fraud against the government and its workers. All the documents repeatedly displayed by Mahadi on the social media platforms were, according to Marzouk, found to be fake and full of forgery. The commissioner alleged that after the release of Mahadi on bail, he severally jumped the bail and went into hiding, stating that the man in question reported to the police following the state government's petition, where he was invited and released on bail. The chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has warned personnel against the detention of suspects beyond the limits allowed by law. Mr. Femi Baba Femi, Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday in Abuja. According to the statement, Marwa also warned against arrest of a relation, spouse, or acquaintance of a suspected drug offender, often referred to as a hostage arrest. He said the order had become imperative given the need to adhere strictly to constitutional provisions regarding arrest and detention of suspects. To avoid a breach of the operations guidelines, arrangements must be made for the filing of charges in court within 24 or 48 hours as may be applicable. It further quoted Marwa as directing that investigations in all cases should be concluded not later than 1 week, adding that in all cases of raid operations, all non-culpable suspects should be separated from those culpable and released immediately. The NDLEA boss equally said that all prosecutors should ensure prompt filing of charges in court and pursue timely arraignment of suspects. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Chairman, Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Bas Mustafa, and members of the PTF will on Monday in Abuja receive doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The Director Press Office of the SGF, Mr. Willie Bassi, said this in a notice on Sunday. The development was coming on the heels of the duo of President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who received their doses of vaccine live on Saturday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The SGF and the PTF members will receive theirs on Monday after it got a clearance from the Executive Director, National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shoaib. Mr. Bassi said that the vaccination will be held at the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation during the weekly live joint national briefing of the task force. On business. The Central Bank of Nigeria says 600 billion naira out of the 1 trillion COVID-19 intervention fund for manufacturers is still awaiting disbursement. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, who disclosed this at the weekend, said 400 billion naira has already been disbursed to the beneficiaries. Dr. Emefiele, who spoke during contract signing for the localization of manufacturing of Oral-B product by P&G in Nigeria in Lagos, said the 400 billion naira was disbursed to 76 manufacturers. He said the fund has increased activity in the manufacturing sector, which has begun to strive. According to the CBN, the manufacturing industry has been a key focus of the efforts by the monetary and fiscal authorities towards driving recovery of the Nigerian economy following the downturn in the first half of 2020 as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. On international scene, Austrian authorities have suspended inoculations with a batch of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine as a precaution while investigating the death of one person and the illness of another after the shots. The Federal Office for Safety in Health Care has received 2 reports in a temporal connection with a vaccination from the same batch of the AstraZeneca vaccine in the district clinic of Svtv in Lower Austria province. One 49-year-old woman died as a result of severe coagulation disorder, while the 35-year-old woman developed a pulmonary embolism and is recovering. On sports. Jibola Adeleke scored a crucial goal in the 82nd minute that ensured Kwara United left Bauchi with a point as the match against Wiki Tourists ended 1-1 on match day 14 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. The result also confirmed the top spot for the Harmony Boy, who have gathered 26 points. The Tourists opened the scoring in the first half after Chinedu Udega scored from the spot. Coach Musa Abdullah's team have recorded just 4 wins so far and were hoping to make it 5, but Adeleke's late goal shattered their hopes. They have only managed to gather 17 points in 14 matches. In Port Harcourt, Rivers United beat Shigawa Golden Stars 2-0 to get their season back on track. The pride of Rivers got the party started in the 17th minute when Godwin Aguda tapped the ball into an empty net for the lead. The goalkeeper failed to deal with a cross sent in by Conan Ruffin and Aguda completed the story. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Bello Matawalli is back to the state after a 4-day working visit to Abuja. 10 Kwara schools to remain shut until further notice over hijab crisis. NDLEA boss warns personnel against illegal detention. On business, Central Bank of Nigeria is set to disburse 600 billion naira manufacturing intervention funds. On international scene, Austria suspends AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine batch after death. On sports, Kwara United retain top spot. Sunshine Stars still struggling. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garabatuna, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.